just to give you the build up here. Now, whenever I start a show, as you guys know, I like to go throw whatever you guys give me throughout the week. Usually they're Instagram videos. Sometimes they're on TikTok. Sometimes they're on Twitter, mostly off of Twitter. And so I collect the ones that I think are going to be relevant to the topic that I want to talk about on, the upcoming show. And I thank you guys for that. But I need you guys to pay particular attention to this one, because this is going to sort of set the tone, I think, for the coming week. And there's a lot of backdoor dealings going on right now with the government and the red pill and a lot of other things. And I kind of wanted to make people aware of this prior to us sort of launching into today's topic. I usually do announcements at this point, but I think this is a little bit more important than doing announcements. So what I want you guys to watch here is Jasmine Jafar and Farah. And I don't know the interviewer's name. I apologize, but I'm about to use this. Now, this is I don't want to say an admission of guilt, but certainly maybe it was a mistake on her part, but I'll let you guys watch this and you guys can get an idea here.
Senior year, and I was like, fuck, I finally have to start applying for law school. And then, like, female privilege, life is so easy for a woman. Obviously, I lucked out. I'm just kidding. I lucked out. And then, TikTok was basically full time for me. I think I was taking ads by the time I graduated college from like the Biden administration and Planned Parenthood and like dating apps and stuff. So it was like fully financially sustaining.
So you were getting, the Biden administration was buying ads from you?
Yeah, I was doing full on political propaganda.
And they would really, with like what kind of, like, Biden created 10 million jobs
Yeah,
this year?
honestly. And the funny thing is, they're like, do not disclose this is an ad, because, they're like, technically it's not a product, so you don't have to disclose it's an ad. Because I think they just wanted like some edgy girl of color to just tell people, like, when they nominated like Ketanji Brown Jackson, they're like, can you say, like, as a person of color, that you feel reflected? And it's like a white woman emailing this to me, and she's like giving me this script, and I'm like, no. And she's like, please. And I'm like, no, I'll like talk about the news of it, but I'm not gonna have a white person tell me to be like, this is how I feel as a person of color. Like, it's just so, I think that black pilled me slightly on, like, political propaganda stuff.
So the Biden administration sees, here's this young,
yeah, I mean, they use like a conduit. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not Biden, but it's like a third party. You know what I mean? It's like a media company that's doing it on his behalf. I'm not blaming him for this.
Yeah, and the message is like, because you're a dark-skinned woman, you will be inspired by Ketanji Brown Jackson, and all the kids should support her.
Yeah, they're like, basically, as like another black person, just say that like you feel reflected by Ketanji. I'm like, no, I'll talk about like Ketanji's background and her accomplishments, but like I never, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say like the corny stuff. Even if it was a brown person emailing it to me, I'm like, no, that's not like how I feel. Like I don't look at like Ketanji and feel like, wow.
Yeah. See, yeah.
Hi. Yeah, that's funny. Sam Vaughn is like, man, her glasses really covered up her nose. I have her glasses right here. I stole them. I figure you guys will take me more seriously if I look like Mia Khalifa. No, I'm kidding. I can't do this. I was gonna do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Sorry, my bad. Oh, geez. So why did I throw that one up there today? Why did I throw that up there today? Simply because I don't know if you guys follow me on Twitter. I think I've mentioned this a couple of times on this show as well. There is a most definite thanks, Jim. A most definite connection between an organization called Progressive Victory and a lot of the usual suspects in let's say the Destiny sphere. And I'm going to show you a quick cap here. This is Destiny at I want to say it was like a canvassing rally or something that was going on for Once Upon a Hill. There you go. It was an organization of influencers, and it's sponsored by I'm not sponsored by I don't know, it might even be just paid wholesale by an organization called Progressive Victories. Progressive Victory is an organization. It's a political PAC, is what it was. It took me a long time to people kept asking me, "Are you sure this is a PAC?" And I had to look this up. It's run by an individual by the name of Sam Jasmala, and essentially what these guys are doing is they're using influencers on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever else, to essentially sway votes and to pretty much trot out the party line. And here you have Farah and Jasmine Jafar essentially admitting as much on this interview here. So she mentions that it was an intermediary organization. I can only guess that it was Progressive Victory, simply because all the kids in this shot right here, including Not So Erudite, I'll just read it here. I'm so grateful. I'm so deeply grateful for the community we are continuing to cultivate and grow. I'm so blessed that so many of these streamers came out to support the omniliberal, that's Destiny, and Progressive Victory. Okay, Progressive Victory is a PAC. It's run by a guy named Sam Jasmala. He's been involved in the Obama administration. There's a interview I was just listening to. It's an audio interview where he gives some background. Essentially, this guy has been involved in PACs and has been involved in campaigning for the DNC for a very long time. And the reason I'm throwing this out here right now is that it's sort of escalating, and it kind of explains a lot of the shit that's been going on both this year, well, what's going to probably happen this year, and last year. So if you ever wondered why a lot of these children were coming after people like myself, Rich Cooper, I think Donovan Sharp, MLD was probably involved in all that, even Myron and Fresh, anybody who's involved in the Red Pill spaces, if it seems like there's been some sort of wholesale attack on these influencers, it's been at the behest of people involved with Progressive Victory. There's a new documentary, oddly enough, right after this interview, or after this clip from this interview, was released, I guess kind of like a small documentary on these influencers who are basically campaigning for the DNC. Well, now we find out, thank you, Farah, that not only are they campaigning, but they're being paid for them wholesale. So I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, well, if you ever wonder where these people's money come from, I could probably say, you know, Farah's probably making money off of OnlyFans. Jasmine Jafar most definitely is making money off of OnlyFans. How does Destiny make money? How does what's that? I forget that chick's name. Something Knight. Rebecca. Is it Rebecca Knight? I can't remember. How does Not So Erudite make money? How do these children make money? And I would say that at least some portion of what they're earning right now is certainly being paid to them in the form of advertising and influencing people with propaganda given to them from Progressive Victory. So next time you hear Destiny, next time you hear Jasmine Jafar, next time you hear Not So Erudite, next time you listen to any of these children talking about anything, always put an asterisk by it, because it could very well be spoon-fed, or they could simply be the sock puppets of Progressive Victory. So from here on out, anytime you hear or read anything that's a tweet from them, understand the possibility exists that they're not actually genuinely, those aren't their words. They're the words that they were told and paid to mouth by the DNC and by Progressive Victory. Simple as that. Don't believe me? Got more for you. Here we go. This is Alicia. Alicia picked with Stephen Destiny Bonnell and Riley RGR Rosenhog. These are influencers. This, of course, was at another one of these I forget what she's. I think she's a politician in Minnesota of some sorts. So got that. Where's this? I wasn't even the one I wanted to look at here. Here it goes. The mission statement of the Progressive Victory: you are admitting working for them in a paid capacity, and I haven't heard Tiberius, whatever, deny being paid. Only confirm his participation at the event. This affiliation is a red letter against you as a self-proclaimed conservative. So anytime you're looking at people who are affiliated with these people, including Lauren Southern, including anyone who claims to be a conservative involved in politics, whatever, everybody suddenly wants to pivot to politics right now. Understand where their bread is being buttered and follow the money and follow where it's going. Look up Sam Drismal. I'm going to leave some I'm going to put some links in the description after this show so you guys can get an idea of what's going on here. But essentially, the people who have been attacking the red pill for, say, the last 18 months, they're political operatives, essentially political operatives. So bear that in mind anytime you listen to these now, well, frauds coming at me, coming at anyone else, and understand what their real method or their real means are for. So there you go. Now, let me just counter a few other things here. A lot of people are going to say, well, the RNC does the same thing. They've been buying influencers as well. I highly doubt that. Honestly, I think that the RNC is a dinosaur political party. They are in the 20th century. They're still trying to run 20th century campaigns. If you want to know why something like Progressive Victory or any that, but they're not the only ones, but any of these political action committees that are essentially buying and putting the words in the mouth of influencers, and you know how I feel about that term influencer, it's suspect. So just remember, put an asterisk by anything these guys say. So, well, they're not wrong, they're not right. I don't care. Are they taking money to tell you this? That you want to know the definition of a grifter? You want to know the definition of a charlatan? That's it. Keep that in mind. Yeah, I was gonna say, yes, the RNC is still living in they're trying to run a 20th century campaign, and they think that all the rules that were going on back in the Bush administration are still active, are still something to that's going to win them a campaign. It is not. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to follow up on this a little bit more now. I will give you guys a heads up, and hopefully I can give Mike Sartain a shout out here. Mike Sartain did an interview with Jasmine Jafar and Farah last week, and I said, hey, just ask these questions and see what they have to say. Now, according to Mike, and probably once you see the video, I think he's going to release it on like Tuesday, I believe. But if you watch Mike, go over. If you haven't subscribed to Mike Sartain's channel, why not? I think he's almost at 100,000 if he's not already over 100,000 now. And bravo, congratulations, Mike. But he did an interview with them, and one of the questions I put to him to ask the girls is, when Farah mentioned this agency that was paying her to put words in her mouth, what was the name of the agency? And she literally said, I plead the fifth. Now, my guess is, yeah, you like that? My guess is that the agency is Progressive Victory, because you can say, I was going to say, let me see if I can zoom in on this on the thing. But if you look at these shots, the chick there in the red beanie, that's Jasmine Jafar, and the chick that's right next to her on her left, that's Not So Erudite. And then back behind them, of course, you can see Steve Bonnell, Destiny, and you can see the rest of these guys that are. I forget that guy with the long hair's name. I used to know that dude. Anyways, and then Pixie is at the very far right of this. So again, Pixie, Not So Erudite, Jasmine Jafar, Farah apparently as well, by her own admission, all working for Progressive Victory. So if you have now, this is not a political show. I don't pretend to be one. I will never pivot. There's no way Rolitz Masi is ever going to be able to pivot away from the red pill. Okay, I am the red pill. So I'm not red pill adjacent. I am what I am. Right. But when it comes to politics, I leave that to the professionals. I leave that to people who have a better opinion and better understanding of that. Like, I think Mike Sartain is probably brilliant when it comes to geopolitics. And if he started doing a new show about that, I would definitely give him I would lend him some kind of legitimacy, because I think he knows what the hell he's talking about. He's been in the military and everything else. But I don't really get into politics unless it crosses over into intersexual dynamics. But I do have to point this out, because a lot of the people who have been coming and been very highly critical of the red pill, well, lo and behold, it comes to light that these guys have been paid by a political action committee. So there you go. Take that however you want to take that. But I will tell you right now, if you want a definition of a charlatan, that's the definition right there. They're on the take. They're shills. I should say that's the definition of a shill. Like, yeah.